my product's catheter bag carry. It's a portable and reusable catheter bag holder that protects the user's catheter bag as they wear it, and equally lets it sit comfortably on their leg and prevents uncomfortable movement while they use it. The idea came from just a quick search looking at what was currently out there for catheter bags, and there was nothing at all which made it any easier for the people that use them. And I was very disappointed about this, honestly, because I thought there would have been more of an investment in time to help people in this matter, and that there wasn't. So it was important for me to try and address it, and I thought I had to create something which was going to tick a lot of boxes. For me, for trying to find a way which ticked all those boxes that was compact, portable and comfortable, was the biggest challenge. It's been a brilliant experience. I've loved it. It's one, I think, an amazing boost for my career going forward, and aside from being an amazing boost for my career, I think I've made my family really proud of me being here, and it's been a hard year for everyone. It's been a hard couple of years for everyone, so to be able to put a smile on the people close to me's faces by doing this has been incredibly important.
Thank you. This is the easy mode reusable bed pan. It's designed for a pre-existing liner that is built in all NHS and most healthcare settings to fit inside, to allow bed-bound patients to be comfortably and safely rolled on and off, to release themselves and not spill. My inspiration came from my partner's actually a newly qualified nurse, and when she was going through training, we thought that COVID would be the hardest part, but actually it was these liners. The just total loss of dignity for a patient when a spillage happens is just horrendous. It was quite difficult because it's such an unusual shape. A lot of trial and error on SolidWorks, but we got there in the end. One of the proudest moments of my life. I wasn't sure that product design was something that I was very good at because I've come to it later in life. This is kind of reassured me that I'm on the right path, and I've just enjoyed every moment of it.
So, this is a burns treatment assessment system that is designed to standardise the treatment of burns. So currently at the moment when people experience burns, it's done using the rule of nines, so basically you visually assess the extent of the burns damage, and this then leads on to how the burn is treated. But the problem with that is it sort of has human biases that lead to misdiagnosis. So currently 50% of burns treatment is effectively diagnosed, and either patients are under treated or over treated, which wastes resources. And the way it does this is it has a thermography scanner which can be used on scene to gather data and insights of the victim, and then lead to information about patient care. As well as this, it also has a novel approach to treating the burns using tilapia fish skin. And the reason why I selected that was because it has collagen content, and it's already been trialled in Brazil, that leads to better skin outcomes long term. And it also can be left on for a longer period of time, because currently when you experience burns and are dressed, those dressings have to be changed every 3 to 5 days. With the tilapia fish skin, you can leave it on for up to 10-day period, which actually reduces the traumatic experiences of being unwrapped and unbandaged. So the design challenges for this was first trying to figure out all of the all of the user holders for each point, trying to figure out how all of these systems might come into play. Initially, it really just started off as like a thermography scanner, like something that would just take that information and present it to a professional. But then I realised that there are other people involved who might be in a better position to actually use this device, such as firefighters or people who are first aid trained.
So my product it is an adjustable shower stand for amputees with the loss of a lower limb, which allows them to stand up and shower as they would be like a fully able-bodied person can do. The inspiration came from it when I was researching a completely different university project, and then I joined this with the brief healthcare, and I wanted to do something that I had no idea in and to push myself a bit. So I thought that was the best way to challenge myself and give myself something interesting and unique to do. Finding the right material proved to be a bit of a pain because I haven't done much of plastics before. So I've done a lot of metal work. Plastics is different. Finding the right plastic with the right chemical resistance, UV resistance, having the right properties for water resistance proved to be a lot harder than I thought it would, and it led me to a lot of searching on Alibaba and stuff, looking for the right kind of plastic at the best price, the best sustainability and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I think I managed it quite well in the end. I definitely wasn't expecting the email that I got on a Tuesday morning. But no, it's given me a bit of confidence in myself now that I know I am capable of doing this. Especially in first year, it was a big surprise as well. But hopefully I can take this success forward into other things.
My idea is Cirrus, a portable offline device which helps you focus on the breath and blow away stress by slowing down your heart rate and do deep breaths. Well, first, the brief was very interesting, the idea of focusing on healthcare and well-being. And secondly, I was looking into the money spent nowadays for health, mental health issues. The idea of dealing with polymers is very challenging and also useful for our product design students like me. And in the end, once you get to the final, also making a real appearance model was absolutely interesting and a source of lessons for me.
So I have designed a product called Anna, which is a double capacity inhaler that incorporates both the preventer and reliever medications in one compact twist and carry device. So the idea being that I am trying to eliminate the need for these separate inhalers and therefore saving plastic, specifically compared to two inhalers, 31.82% polypropylene. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help people to manage their asthma better, especially young people and students. The biggest design challenge, I'd say, was going from the sketch iterations to the working models. So for this to be properly user tested by me and other people with asthma to get user feedback, the prints needed to be refined enough so that the actuator nozzles actually worked. So my model, it is a working prototype, so it does work on both ends, and that took me a good 15 print iterations. So it means a great deal. It's been a massive journey, especially through COVID, and this has almost been the icing on the cake. I mean, industry level feedback, just being shortlisted itself was a massive boost to my confidence. It's a pleasure to be here in the final alongside these amazing 6 other finalists and 2 other students from my class at the product design course at the London South Bank University. Just goes to show the level of skill we have at university.
Some of the winners have gone on to do extremely well. I think the most noticeable is Rob Law. Rob Law was famous or even infamous for his torture at Dragon's Den when he brought his trunkie and it was basically decimated. But Rob took the feedback constructively and repaired the damage, so to speak, and went on to great success with that particular product. Developed a company, had manufacturing in China, then brought it back to the UK. And Rob, I think, is a really good example of a success that DIP has brought to certain designers. All 3 sponsors, they bring, let's be very brutal, they bring financial support, they bring people support, they bring placement support, and they bring facility support. But what we try and do is, rather than just give a placement to the winner, all 6 finalists receive either a placement or an industrial training course. We wanted to look at healthcare within the home, practical issues which face everyday people. And I think you'll see from today's final that the 6 finalists have been absolutely brilliant in fulfilling that brief.
The 6 finalists are excellent quality. Quite a challenge for the judging team to actually separate them up. Lots of debate, a lot of discussion. But with healthcare being quite important at the moment, it was a very topical subject to get our teeth into. We're basically looking that they meet the brief. that
Yeah.
they're delivering against what they're required. We also look at their thoughts of manufacturing and also IP and patent searches to make sure they are bringing forward new ideas to solve problems within the industry. We're looking at innovation, use of materials, manufacturability, patent search, IP, and the students all actually rise to this. At the initial judging, when we get the final 6, we give feedback to the students as to how they may consider extra things within their design, and we expect to see that when we get to the final judging. And all the 6 students this year actually took on board the comments from the judges, and we saw better presentations because of that. There's a number of commercial viable products here already. One has already got their IP in place, and others are already looking at patents and IP. So that's something we recommend to all the finalists, is that they've got products, they've got to protect them. This is a good platform to get your product noticed. It's important that we work well with the universities and colleges and bring the students forward. So we will go out and talk to them and do roadshows with them if necessary. Because at the end of the day, this is one of the longest running student design competitions, and I think it's a privilege to be involved in it in the capacity I am as well.
It's a huge honour, I'm really proud of myself and all the contestants. And an absolute ton. There's so much that goes into it that I just never knew about, from antibacterial, antibacterial, microbial additives and things like that, and the different shore hardnesses of plastic, and just so much that I never knew went into it.
Obviously, working with all my students is fantastic. That's what I do. That's a job I enjoy and love. But work with someone like Sarah, when she first came, with the initial idea for the project, for the brief, we knew that it had potential. It was just a lovely, lovely idea, and it's just been great being part of that little journey to get here now, where Zara is winning the award, which is absolutely fantastic.
I think one of the main reasons is that it can be cleaned. Obviously, all aspects of medical is a messy area, and it can be cleaned, it can be reused, and we couldn't have the NHS without plastic.
And it can be so cost effective as well in an industry where, you know, we need things that not in the thousands but in the hundreds of thousands, that it can actually produce at a reasonable cost that can be sustainable within the health environment, healthcare.